Yo, what's up, squadron? It's your boy. Now, we're gonna discuss this stuff real quick because I know, like, I discussed this with my one teacher machine, and I had to make this very disambiguous to him and to everyone else because this is madness, and I understand that. So this is what this is called: explaining all the madness. Now, okay, to those who have purchased the kits, you might notice that there's a -2 and a -4 and a -8 after certain ones. Okay, now if it's a type 2, that means 0 and 64. That's the up and that's the down. So that's how the phase works. Or that's the cycle. Like in this case, like, all right, a 1 and a 2. This is the hexagram. And if you turn, so that's 0 and that's 64. Now it's 2. So you got 2 to play with. Spin it. Alright. Now, say if it was phased, because I figured out a way to phase the magic shapes. I'm going to come out with a kit pretty soon on that. You'll see 0, 32, 64, 96. See? 0, 32, 64, 96. Alright. And then the type 8. For this one, we got the sine orbs here as an example. 0, 16, 32, 48, 64, 80, 96, and 112. Now, that's for the inversion, the blue. Because this is the up, down, and this is the down, up. And you see that. Clear as day. The phase oscillation. Okay. I also have the resonator. That's special. We'll get into that. And you can gyrate the oscillator phase, so it's spinning, so it doesn't have to be static. As you see here, you can gyrate that, even with the 50X or unipolar, which has a total different tonic. We'll get into all this. Tuning forks. I don't know if you guys can see this. These are minus tuning forks. You'll see in here in a minute. In the hyper engine, the spread goes from 0, 32, 64, 96. So that's technically the 4. But 64 is the root, the middle, and this is the spread harmonics. So let's jump right in. Blofeld, I cleaned it off. Look at them sirens as soon as I start that. Let's play. Okay, so how this works. Here's how you plug it in. Turn oscillator 1 to 64 on the pulse width. Because the pulse width in this case, I wish I could change it to spread, but you can't. That'd be cool, huh? So you take this spread to 64 to the root. Go O2. Set to like 18 on the FM source. Now you take O2, plug it back into 1, right? And go like this. Turn the volume up. See that? Now, if you went to 3, turn that sign on. Kill the volume though, because this is how you plug in stuff. Silent oscillators is the way to plug it in, and then what you want to do is you want to use 2 as the main one. Leave it live. You know what I'm saying? Leave the volume up, but then kill 1 and 3 when you bring them in. And I'll show you that here in a sec. Oh, man. big sine wave, real tough guy, you know, like how dude said on Scarface, and he's at the car. Oh, you want to make some big bucks? That's a big ass sine wave, boy. Now, let's get to trickery. Let's turn it to a trapezoid and change it to a triangle, because we know a trapezoid is a plateau triangle. You get into crazy territory. See? Spread it out, you get a lot of detune going on. But look, here's what's even more cool though. You can mix this shit. So sine and a trapezoid. This is how trapezoid 1-3. Because there's a trapezoid 1-2, but it's a little bit different looking. I have to show you that. But anyway, dig this. Let's kill 3. I know you're probably like, well, what's the difference? Peep it. Oops, my bad. It's much sharper. But so that's the hyper engine on a display. That's how you plug it in. Now let's move on to the forks. Now these are the minus forks, so you'll notice that. Okay, on a minus fork you can actually get a 1-prong tuning fork, and then it goes from 1, 2, 3 all the way up to 13, and the plus forks go from 2 to 14 prongs. Okay, because see, this is what we have here. Here's the plus fork. You know, they get pretty crazy. Now, let me turn this down a little bit. Now, mind you, these are not patches. These are just the oscillators. I have yet to really program. There's the minimum programming is okay. You can phase this stuff. Now, if I kill this, look, there's nothing. You have to turn the volume way up to hear something. Now, there's something I wanted to show you guys too. Now, I take my mod wheel. Now I'm gonna turn it to the maximum. Okay, when I go here to Matrix 1 LFO mod wheel, if you want that raw phase, you set ring mod level, right? Because it goes to 1 and 2. Here we have it. Oops. It would make it to make an impulse. It would make it more proper, excuse me. So let's go to square for that LFO. Turn it down a little bit. See, now that's how you bring it up without touching it. Now, when you want to put something on it, that's how you do it. Oscillator 2, because you set the FM source to oscillator 2, because oscillator 2 is going down. So imagine this is a 2-prong fork. So imagine this up and then another one going down. So this is how you bring it in. Now, I know you're probably like, well, what's the difference between that and the forks? Well, here's the 2-prong plus. I know you can clearly hear the difference. Speaking of that, there's going to be a minus phase oscillator kit itinerary coming out, because if I show you guys that on the scale, you're going to be like, whoa, what the hell? This is on the dark side of the moon you never saw type stuff, you know what I'm saying? And this minus stuff actually works good with the minus com. So let's jump into minus com. We're going to get into some synthesizer school. I remember, I'm the master student. I'm not a teacher. I'm just sharing my notes. But I am bringing some things to the table. Let's turn this reso up to 36 though. Speaking of which, I have resonators made that are not static. They are, you can move them in yada mashada. Hold up. Oh man, that's bomb right there. Whew. Oh. See how they play good with the com minus, right? Now, when I turn to the plusies, turn back to minus for you real quick. Whoops. And it sounds like there's a delay and all types of crazy reverb. But that's just from the oscillators. I'm telling you, this is not a patch. Do not be fooled. Now let's turn the filter back off, because we don't even jump into those really to debut this. Okay, so I showed you forks. The forks plus, I just jumped in it from the thing. Okay, now magic shapes, hexagram. Okay, so basically, this is what we have going on. This is the hexagram. Up and down. Now, how that works, because you want to be in that, if you want to be on the one cycle, it's got to be the 16 on the pulse width. So that moves the cycle. So now it's phased. Now, well, actually, no, it's not. Should have been 32. My bad. There it is. See? Fades out. And once again, if you want that straight from Colombia, that Purina, the purest parrot, you got to turn ring mod up on an LFO. But you remember always that you got to set the LFO to square, speed is 0, start phase 0. Remember, turn your volume back down because you will blow something. That's raw. So low pass on that. See how retarded it gets? Now, you can do this with the hexagram. Same type of ordeal. See, that's how you bring in extra tonic. I'm gonna end up getting a noise ordinance. This is really loud. I should have did this earlier in the day, but I had other things to do because I was busy. And actually, I did shoot these videos earlier, but you know my camera and YouTube gotta hate in unison. They were really good. However, they gotta slow me up. So I hope you guys appreciate this because I'm trying to explain it, and I'm bringing it here to the table raw. So that's how this is working. Now, the gyration. I know you guys are like, okay, how's this gyrator shit work? Well, okay, here's the grain. The grain cloud's like a fart in the wind. Alright, it's just like speckled grains. If you go on a Trader Joe's, you'll see it on the store. Go to grain engine, and you will clearly, everything is right here clean. So this is the cloud. Now, what you do with this cloud of grains is you mix it with stuff. So that's how you get into mixing engines. And so, as Machine would say, it's kind of clangy. Now, is it granular? Yeah, look. You gotta move through the grains. Now, how you actually mix that is like, okay, you stick a tuning fork in the grains, and what happens? I showed you that sound makes particles move. So this is what you do. Take a tuning fork. We'll take a minus tuning fork, right? We'll run that into the grain. Add a little bit more. So, there we go, moving the grain. So yeah, that's moving the grain particles. Now let's get into phase unipolar. Now this is a sine times sine. Alright. Now you're probably gonna be like, well, what's it sound like? Compared to this, which is a sine also, we will compare it. Now they're already set to phase inversion and blending. Oscillator 248. That's how this one is for this. You'll see. Well, it's only on set to 12 because this one you have to be a little bit sparing because it's different. But if you turn to 48. There's like magic integers in there. I can't really get into that right now, but this is the baddest box. I'm telling you, man, it's like I installed a virus into here, but the virus weak though, for real. This is the baddest box. I wish I had two of them, man. Oh man, man, shit, hot, and spicy. Man. So yeah. So gyration. I set the LFO to 1 on oscillator 1 for the pulse, to move the pulse width. And we set the for the 2, go to modifier 1, -64, because we need to set the modifier up to be LFO1 on an XO. Oops, XOR -1, which inverts it, and we set the LFO up. Like that gyration? Now check it out. And here's where it gets crazy. Now you're probably like, okay, well, what happens when you turn it to the sine? Well, check it. Let's do it. So yeah, you get like damn near to modular synthesizer sounding territory. It gets crazy. This box be shitting all on the virus. Something serious like straight diarrhea. This shit crazy, man. So yeah. Damn, I gotta get into the resonators and yata mashata. Alright, look, that's gonna be next episode. I have to wrap this up, Squally. Yeah, this is crazy. We'll get into stuff like, I got more stuff in here. I just didn't like set. It's crazy. It's real crazy. There's a grain, refined grain, or random grain tuning fork, glass grain tuning fork, not the machata. But I got resonators in here. Here they go right here. So we'll get into that next episode, and we'll show you how that works and the LFO movement around that gyration. That's crazy. That thing crazy. All right, Squadron, I'm out of here. I gotta Rezo's a little bit special. It's animated too. I kind of like how to write this shit like a cartoon. It's crazy. It's like in frames. You'll have to go to the store to see the harmonics, but these things are better shown and explained. On a flip, I'll catch you.